All right, let me also welcome in our next guest. We have Devendra Parulekar, the founder of SaffronStays, who's also joining us, so we could get a perspective from him as well on how people are planning their holidays. Devendra, thanks so much for joining us. We hear that customers are willing to spend up to as much as £1 per night for New Year's. Is that accurate? Share with us the kind of demand you're witnessing for New Year's weekend.
Wow, it's really been a fantastic journey in the last 2 to 3 months. The New Year's actually has been one of the best New Years that we've ever seen in our existence in the last 5 years. And I must admit that yes, some of the homes which were going last year at around 60-70,000 a night today are going at 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh. In fact, one of our X series homes went at 3 lakh a night plus meals plus GST. So, the demand for private homes has shot through the roof. And of course, we all know that one of the reasons why people are avoiding the five-star hotels is because of the lack of privacy that you have, or the fact that the pools are shut. So more and more families, Indian families who were earlier planning to go outside the country, and are finding that those plans are not fructifying, are actually turning to private homes, especially the ultra-lux homes, the private estates with helipads, the private estates with spas. These are estates with magnificent lawns, or they're by the beach. These are private resorts which masquerade probably as private villas of the ultra rich. And people want to live this life. They're tired of the COVID-19 induced locking up in your homes, and they want to step out and actually enjoy their life with almost like a revenge-like attitude.
I hear what you're saying. So what are occupancies like? I mean, is it just over a holiday weekend? I mean, you did mention last 2-3 months. So are you seeing an overall uptick in occupancies? And where are rates averaging out at?
So I don't consider this, as a abnormal trend. I believe this is going to be a secular trend, which we're going to see over the years now. Most of the homes that we have are now probably sitting at around 60-70% occupancy, and December was probably almost 100% occupancy. We just did not have a single night left to sell. In fact, we introduced SWAT teams of sanitization, SWAT teams of housekeeping, which used to just rocket into the house within 2 hours, ensure that the entire house was completely sanitized, pool was sanitized, and so on. And the teams moved to the next house. So we worked literally 24/7 to ensure that despite the high occupancies that we have, our customers never feel the dissatisfaction of a house not being fresh, clean, and well sanitized for them. So occupancy levels have been spectacular in this season. The reason why we believe that this is going to be a secular trend is because this is a habit. Most customers actually were sitting on the fence and wondering, if I go to a private villa, will the amenities be there and will they be functioning as expected, any other five-star hotel? So the reason why a person goes to a five-star is because there is a certainty of the amenities. And that's the problem that essentially SaffronStays solved. So we married the certainty of a five-star hotel to the warmth of a home, peppered it with home-cooked fresh meals that today most customers enjoy and love in given times, and presented in a very, very unique manner where there is nobody else in the home. It's just you and your family or your friends, which means privacy is one of the underlying promises. And voila, you have a world-beating product sitting right in front of you. And what if I tell you that this is just 2 hours or just a boat ride away or a speedboat away from your home, which means you can access it in less than 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. You don't have to take a flight. You don't have to take a train. You don't need a visa. You don't need a passport. Just make up your mind. You got to do that in advance because the homes are booked out. But yeah, it's just 2 hours away.
Sure. Devendra, the demand really region specific, or would you say that across the country one is seeing demand for not just hotels but other staycation homes or vacation homes as well is evident, or is it largely an urban trend, you think?
So, when COVID hit us real hard, we were spread across the country. But during COVID, we took a conscious call of actually shutting down most of our presence across the country, and we decided to hyper focus on the Mumbai and the Pune market. So what I noticed from my competitors and my colleagues and my friends is that this is definitely across the country. This is not a pattern which is local to Mumbai and Pune. But what I can talk about very confidently is that there's a sea change in the mindset of the Mumbai customer or the Pune customer, who earlier was very reluctant to go to a private home. Only the adventurous families used to go to the private homes. But now suddenly, my inbox is flooded with inquiries from the top CEOs of the top companies in this country, or maybe Bollywood stars, or maybe cricketers, who probably want to stay in one of our private homes. And to me, this is a structural change. So I see it definitely happening in Mumbai. I see it definitely happening in Pune. And what I hear from my colleagues and friends is that this appears to be a national phenomenon.
Sure. So tell me, how are things now? Is demand more than supply, or have you had to actually dole out some special packages, etc., to try and get in more traction?
Oh, well, the demand is far outstripped supply presently. In fact, the one team that probably is working the hardest in the organization is the acquisition of the supply team, because not only do they have to unlock the homes, they also have to work very closely with the operations team to ensure that the homes are fully ready to host guests. The staff is trained, the staff is recruited well, the food is curated. So it's the toughest job in SaffronStays today to get homes and get them started. But we still add around 15 homes a month. So I'm not complaining because I see very healthy pipeline. In fact, what has happened is COVID-19 has also, this mad demand has also opened up the eyes of a lot of the ultra rich who would never consider ever welcoming people into their homes, because these were private pads or these were private estates. And suddenly they are far more practical, far more reasonable. And they believe that this is probably the opportunity to actually make investments in their house, maybe add that private spa in, or maybe add that, the kitchen that you always wanted to renovate, or the pool that you always wanted to add. And they're putting these homes with SaffronStays, tying up with us on a long-term contract, and and expecting us to deliver on service, on food, on training, and so on and so forth. So supply has been a problem. Yes, demand has far outstripped supply. But I believe that this long-term trend that I'm talking about will unlock a significantly larger chunk of supply, and thereby deepening and maturing the market that existed.
How many currently properties you are managing, and how many were you managing in December 2019, and how many do you propose you will be managing by December 2021?
Okay, so today, as we speak, we are looking at almost 200 plus private villas and estates. The number in 2019 was exactly the same. It was 200. But I did tell you that we shed almost 75 of these homes pan-India, because we did not want to spread our energies across the country. In fact, a lot of the supply that was at the lower end of the market was actually shed. Homes that had maintenance issues or persistent issues, we just shed them, reinvented ourselves post-COVID, added back significantly higher quality supply. In fact, we've launched a Uber Lux brand called the X Series homes. These are homes that go at around 1.5 to 2 lakhs a night, plus GST, plus the meals. And that has brought us back to 200 right now. Next year, when we have this interview again, hopefully we should have this interview again, the number should be probably sitting around 300 to 350 homes. And mind you, most of these homes are in and around Mumbai and Pune. They are within 2 hours to 3 hours driving distance from Bombay. So they are in Alibag, they are in Khandala, they are in Lake Pavna, they are in Lake Mulshi, they are in Igatpuri, Nasik, and so on and so forth. So we are very hyper-focused on the Mumbai and the Pune market at this point of time, with little presence in some of the chosen markets outside the state. But we see some really good quality growth coming in terms of the quality supply coming through.
I'm sure we'll interact before December. So why wait till December to get the trend? I'm sure we'll interact before that. But before we wrap up today's interaction, I just want to understand from you is that the business which you offer is based on experiential, and I think that's a high growth area because of staycations and different kind of an holiday experience. But this is a space where a lot of technology platforms have kicked in, and also if I look around, a lot of smaller unorganized players are offering perhaps a bouquet of 5 bungalows, 10 bungalows. How do you plan to counter competition?
Well, on the top end of the spectrum, the customers are extremely critical about the quality of the service, the certainty of service, the certainty of amenities, and that's an underlying promise for a SaffronStays, right? So everything in the home will 100% work. You will never have problems where power goes off or the AC stop working. These are problems that we have. So we have teams on board which actually do the entire work for managing the pool, managing the MEP, managing everything. So for a homeowner also, a home which was actually being neglected suddenly starts being really well attended to, and he or she can actually go to the home much more often than otherwise. So at the top end of the spectrum, we have to match and probably exceed what the traditional 5-star leisure industry has been providing. And the two areas that we top up on top of a 5-star hotel, which no 5-star hotel can ever beat us, is the warmth that a home gives, and second is the privacy that a home gives. So when I say warmth, the way we curate the entire experience, we don't have butlered, those guys wearing those white socks or anything. We have, as if you were having your own private villa, you would have the local employed caretakers and their families, some who probably cook some of the most stunning home cooked food that you can ever think of on chulas and on some of these real traditional ways of cooking. And the privacy that a home gives is unparalleled. I mean, you are sitting in the middle of an estate which has a lake by the side. There's absolutely nothing around you. There is nobody to disturb you, and it's just you and your family. So the expectation of an ultra aspirational Indian is to actually escape from the madness of the city and escape into a world which probably they feel it's their own for those 2 or 3 days while they're there. Having said that, the market, yes, is seeing a lot of the small players coming in. I must tell you that we are inherently a technology company. We masquerade as a hospitality company. So we started out as initially when we began operations 5 years ago, we wanted to take on Airbnb be the Airbnb of the country, and quickly realized that yes, we got a brilliant technology platform that can be an aggregator, that can be a marketplace. But the real customer in India actually is not looking for just pure aggregated platform like an Airbnb. They are looking for certainty. They are looking for, when I get to a home, I don't have to worry about it being a hit or a miss. And that's exactly what we aim to solve. So when you trust a smaller brand over SaffronStays, that's a big risk that you're taking. And when you trust a SaffronStays over any aggregator, you don't have to worry about even looking at the reviews, because you're damn sure that a SaffronStays would have taken care of everything at the house.
Devendra, I'm afraid we've run out of time, so we'll leave it there. But thanks so much for joining us and sharing some of those trends with us today.